Rehape? Rehape.
Is that rehape?
Yes.
Is rehape?
Rehape.
Hello, beautiful people. As you can tell by the title of this video, we're just gonna be talking about like bursaries and stuff like that. Wow. So like first things first, I think like I have like two first things first. Like I have one first thing and then I have another. So it's a second thing, but it's like the first thing I want to say before I start talking about the bursaries. First thing is that like I feel like there's this entire misconception behind how these bursaries will literally pick the top students. And it's about the marks. It is about the marks. Like 70% of the time they look at the marks, but also just your presentation. That what's that thing again that they want, the cover letter, things like that. Those are some of the things that are very important. And before we even start, I just want you to like remove that entire mindset. Yahore, they only take the smart kids, like the bursaries and stuff like that. And then when yours is the NSFAS, do not isolate yourself like that, because you have a very high chance of them accepting you in those bursaries and stuff like that. That's the first thing I wanted to say, that like do not think that this video is not for you. Yes, I'm gonna talk about NSFAS like at some point in the video, but I'm just saying that these bursaries will accept you if like, and there are literally some bursaries which are actually aimed at like learners who are like not performing. I mean, not saying like you got accepted into varsity but your marks are like a bit low, like average, you got like average marks. There are actually bursaries if Petro se a fitlha mo ka di 95%, he applies to those bursaries, they might even reject him because his marks are too high. The bursaries are aimed at like people who got average marks just so they can also get funding, and they are out there. Well, that's like the first thing. The second first thing I wanted to say it was about me. I just wanted to talk about how with me, like I made the mistake of like only applying January, like after I got my results, the metric, or like the January of my metric year. That's when I like started applying for those bursaries. And then when I actually checked online, it's like some of those bursaries closed like December. The good ones, obviously there were still some that were like left, but those good ones, it's always like 30 November, like today. I'm recording this video on the 30th of November. I'm gonna post it today.
No need to thank me.
So some of those bursaries closed like around this time, some like 15 December, 31 December, somewhere around those lines. And it's like the bursaries that are actually good. So I'm making this video now, and so I'm making this video now just so you can have the opportunity to apply now while there's still time. You are gonna have time in January. I'm just saying don't leave it to the last minute, because in that last minute there will be a lot happening. Let's say you just finished your metric this year. Next year, okay, wait. Okay, I didn't kill the fly. I just managed to like chase it away. Anyway, let's move on. Like I was just saying on how like if you're gonna apply for these bursaries in like January, you are gonna have that time, but then the result and all that. So it's best to apply now. Even if you're already in varsity, it's best to like apply now because they are open. So I'm making this video now just so we can do that. That's the second first thing I wanted to say. Even if you're seeing this video now, don't say I'll do it later. Do it now while there's still time. I don't know what's wrong with this fly, but then yeah, do it now while it's still now. And yeah, that's about it. That's like all I wanted to say about that. And yeah, getting into the main video. The first thing I wanted to talk about is like the main place. Like I feel like it's like we tell you to apply for bursaries, and then we're like, you are like, where are those bursaries? Or so I actually found this like years ago, but obviously I was still in school, I couldn't even use it. But like this website has like everything. They also have like some articles on like how to write CVs and all that, and how to write your cover letter. So it's like, I think most of you guys have come across it if you are like looking for bursaries. It's ZA bursaries, or like South Africa. That ZA is like for South African something, or also it's like Bursary South Africa, the one with the green logo or something like that. So it has a bunch of bursaries, and that website is a very good. Um, it was able to combine all those bursaries into one platform, and then there are also like links there for you to like apply for each. So I'm just mentioning it now, but then towards the end of the video, I'm just gonna also show you guys how the website looks like and how to apply and all that. But then you're gonna find everything you need there, like the bursaries that you need. You're gonna find them there and all that stuff like that. So kana ne ke re ke tlo reng? Oh, I was gonna talk about the requirements. So the main reason also with me, the main reason I only applied for the bursaries in like January is because I tried applying like earlier during my matric year, and then sharp I go online, I do my research. When I get there, I find all these things, banyaka CV. Okay, I can do a CV, but cover letter let's just leave it. So that's like one thing that demotivated me. They have these bunch of requirements and all that, but then now we're done with exams. You have all the time you have and stuff like that. Because with me, my main reason, I was like, hey, I'm still busy with my exams. I'll see it after. And then even after I was done with my exams, I didn't do that. So I want you to take this time to actually do that CV, that cover letter. And the trick is like, obviously you're gonna do the CV once. Just make sure your CV is like not proper like that, but just use an online template. Don't try like typing your CV from scratch. I think that's like the first tip actually. You can use Canva. Canva has like CV templates, if I'm not mistaken. They have like good CV templates for like school learners. I agree you don't really have like experience and stuff like that. Canva has templates. Microsoft Word has like some good templates. You see that type of CV, how do you like name Ofentse like this one? Or this one is like, it's okay, but then at the same time, it's like that. So you're gonna take this time to actually create your CV. That's the first thing. Create your CV. The second thing with me, I just hope the bursaries don't see this, but it's like I had like, for my cover letter, right? For my cover letter, I had like one cover letter. I literally like wrote one cover letter, something like this. And then for every single bursary that I applied for, I just went to Microsoft Word, and then I just like changed that name to like that particular company that like the bursary, or like whatever the bursary is. I just changed that name, and then the information remained the same, and there's nothing wrong with that. As long as obviously throughout the cover letter you're talking about yourself and why you want the bursary and things like that. So it's like, even when they see that, there's nothing wrong with that actually. So what did I want to say again? That's about it. So my first two tips is on these two things. As much as your marks are important, and they are gonna look at your marks very, very like they will be here on the marks, but then these small things are also like very important factors. Make sure your CV makes sense. Make sure your cover letter makes sense, and you don't have to like create a new cover letter every single time. You just create one, and then every single time you apply, you change the name there. Just make sure they are good. And then I'm also just gonna leave like how my cover letter used to look and stuff like that. And you can just take this template, but just take like change a few words. Plagiarism, guys, plagiarism. So that's like about it when it comes to like the main things that they need, because it's like these cover letters, the CV, and then after that it's your personal documents, your IDs and stuff like that. So please, when we get, I'm about to like move to this site and just show you guys how it works. But as soon as you get to this site, the very first thing that you're gonna do is, you see this thing, you take this thing, you get your pen, you get your book.
So as you guys can see, this is the website, and this is the very first thing you're gonna come across. And they even have a button for you here literally at the beginning, so you're just gonna click on this button. And also, like, obviously now, like, if you were in matric, you haven't received your results yet, so obviously when you apply, you're gonna use like your, what is it, term 2 or term 3, I don't know, one of those. But yeah, basically here it's bursaries closing in December, since November is ending vele today, like there was like November here, so we're just gonna click on this one, bursaries closing in December, and then it's gonna take you to the site whereby you'll find and then okay, it's taking us to the site whereby there's a list of bursaries which are closing in December, right? So you can see here, these are all the bursaries, and literally their closing date is right next to it. So it's just a list, as you can see. So for example, some of them are not, like, the closing dates are not yet confirmed, which means they're like open, like this one, for example, Advanced Africa, applications are accepted anytime, you can apply. So like, I'm just gonna make an example with any one of these. The Cyril, okay, no, not Cyril, let's see, first rand empowerment whatever foundation undergraduate bursary, right? So for example, this one, it's like, it shows you, the very first thing it shows you is what it covers. So as you can see here, this is what it's gonna cover: agriculture, art, commercial engineering, maths, natural science, and all that. Computer science is also here under information science. Law is covered, so basically almost everything except medicine and yeah, stuff like that. And then when you scroll further down, you're gonna find that it gives you more information. This bursary will cover for first year students. As you can see, it covers accommodation, computer, they're gonna give you a laptop for first year students, accommodation, meals, and a monthly stipend. So it's basically everything, right? And then as you scroll down, you get your requirements that you need in order to get approved. And then when you scroll further down, you find where you need to submit. So like this one says applications must be submitted at this link, and then you click on this link. Some of them you're gonna find that they're saying applications must be submitted like through this email and stuff like that. So this one is registered with Study Trust. Study Trust is also something like ZA bursaries. It does the same thing, but then the difference with it is that it applies for you in these bursaries or something like that. So let's say I'm to go to another one. I'm just looking for one that is gonna say email something. Let's see. So this is just more information about this one. So as you can see with this one, it's telling you about the things, and then must have achieved the minimum overall of average C. So C is your 60, right? So you must have at least achieved an average of 60. You see, this is like normal. It's accommodating everyone. You must be hardworking. You must have a strong academic record. You must also have proven financial lead. You must be committed to developing your community. So this is the one of the ones that are actually willing to, fund the students who like got average marks and they were struggling in school. So it says here you must be entering first year of study. So like your first year, you need to apply to this one. Chances are they're gonna accept you. And then applications must be submitted here. So you click on this Hexagon Trust link, and then it's gonna take you to their official website. And then this is where you're actually gonna be applying for the website and stuff like that. For the website, for the bursary. And then as you can see, you log in, you submit your application, and then you keep an eye on your emails until they respond or something like that. It's a very beautiful process, guys. Just don't as long as you have those documents, you have your CV ready, you have your cover letter that you can modify anytime and it's ready, you have all those documents, just keep them very close. And then it's now when you are going through each and every one of these, they're gonna need your CV. You just upload your CV, you have nothing to worry about. Just keep on uploading it. Just make sure that your CV is making sense, and that is about it.
Start writing down. I don't know if I can find a very good example, but something like this. You see this, you start writing down all the bursaries that are align with you, the field that you're gonna do. You write them down, and then after writing them down, you're not gonna go back to that site anymore. Obviously not necessarily not go back, but it's you're gonna have these, and then after every single one that you apply to and you send them an email or however you apply to it, it's you're gonna apply to them, and then after that what? After that, it's you're gonna tick, or okay, I'm done with this one, next to the next one, just so you can know at least if you have applied to more than 5 bursaries, then you and I can talk. You have applied to more than 5 bursaries on those sides, because there are a lot. That's one thing I can tell you. So it's just write them down, and even when they respond, I think that's my next point. Even when they respond, they reject you. Rejection is another thing. We are still gonna face a whole lot of rejection. We're gonna face the rejection, you handle it, and then you move on, you wait for the others. But then it's at least you tried, and chances are there's at least one of them who's gonna approve and stuff like that. So it's you're gonna write all of these, and then when they respond, at least you'll know, or okay, I have this list, this one is off the list, this one is off the list. And then what was my next point? Guys, sorry, I have very short memory. But I feel the next thing, besides that, the very next thing I was just gonna go to is just on NSFAS. So NSFAS is the one that is gonna fund you. I feel there are also a few factors with it here and there, but marks should be the least of your worries. The marks that you got is the least of your worries. Once you are inside, that's when you should be hey, once you fail I don't know how many is it, 3 or 4 modules, then it's shy. But then when you're applying, it should be the least of your worries. I think another factor with them is that both your parents should not be working or something like that, or no, if both your parents are working and they have a salary, I think they are gonna reject you or something like that. So it's it's the smallest factors and something like that. But then with NSFAS, I think I might just make a separate video on that one, because that one is very important, and it's very important for you to just make sure every single step of that application process you or you have applied properly. So for this one, that is just about it when it comes to the applications. I'm not here to just tell you about each bursary and all that. You are gonna go online with the same data that you're watching here on YouTube. You go there, and then you just write down those bursaries and what they need from you. So it's you're gonna write down the first one, and then after more, you'll be okay, the first one needs my ID, a cover letter, a what, and I must submit them to this email. You write all those things down if you are someone who likes writing. Even if you don't want, it's fine. But then it's you're gonna go through that entire process, and then after that, you wait. You wait, and one thing about them is that most of the bursaries, they take time also to respond. I remember there was one bursary that responded to me in March or April. So they do take time. As long as you are sure that you applied to them, that's a very good step. Don't worry about the rest. And yeah, I wish you all the best, guys.